And we are live Sunday night. Welcome everybody to DeWitt 3D. How is everybody tonight? We have, let's see who's online right now. Happy Days. Oh, can't make it tonight, sorry, but then Happy Days said he might be able to, but maybe not. 3D printing and painting. Jerry, thank you. Thank you for popping on. Radioactive Scale is on. We have Tripod. John, how are you? Oh, I'm looking up there. I got to look right here. My main camera. Hello. And non-fam, how you doing? And Incendium 87. Hello, good evening. Well, things sort of went off without a hitch for a change, which is actually good for me on my channel, as you all know. Usually something happens right off the bat, but I think I got sound, I had video, my lighting, working on it a little bit here. Yeah, and my new intro there, which I sort of debuted on Friday night with some wonderful folks that I was doing the droid build with. So that is great. And Mark L. Baker, hey, F-Boy. And he calls me F-Boy, and that's great. And I don't mind that, and that's awesome. Hey, how are you, Mark? So let's see. So tonight we have, for sure, we have the FLSUN Delta Q5. We're going to build it. We're going to print with it. That's a for sure thing. Exciting what happened today. I spent the whole day. Brian, BCK000, how are you? I spent the whole day basically in my studio rewiring, in a sense. I had an electrician in here a couple days ago. As y'all know, I've said it in the past, I've been running the whole basement, the whole show, the whole studio, everything on one outlet. Well, that got to be a little bit scary. I mean, I don't like drawing that much power from one outlet because. So I have a new plug right there. I have a new plug in behind my monitors over here. And I have a new plug over here, which runs my entertainment system, my TV, etc., all separate. So I have a lot more options with my power. So I've cleaned up this beautifully. Remember in my previous shows, you see there's a whole bunch of wires hanging off of here. That's all cleaned up. Everything is just fancy tidy, nothing on the floor. Everything is running overhead for me right now, including my my cameras, everything. So that is great. So anyways, I need you guys out there. I see there's 13 people watching. That's enough for a quorum. I have, long story, I'm not going to get into it, but I have two FLSUN Q5 Delta printers. I'm only going to build one, but I want you guys to decide which one I'm going to build. So you'll see right here, we have an A and a B. Both still with the straps on them. Neither one of them have come out of the box. I didn't want to cheat, nothing. So quickly in the chat, I'm going to see how many A's and how many B's we get, and whichever has the majority, that is the one I will open up and build. And as soon as I get my A's or B's, I'll go grab it, and we're going to open it, and we're going to start. So let's go with some A's and B's. And I want to thank everybody who's subscribed, who's new here. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, down below here on the video, you'll find a like and subscribe button. I appreciate all the love. Okay, oh, we got 4 B's already. We'll give it a little bit of time. A is for Apple, B is for build. We got another B. B, I hear right printers are trouble. Okay. So we got B. So it looks like we're gonna, I see a trend happening here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 B's, 8 B's. And there's 15 people on stream right now, so 8 seems like it's going to be the one. So let's not hesitate anymore. Let's go get that B printer. Let's get it up here. A can go to the back. There we go. And fall down. I'm sure it takes more abuse than that when it gets shipped. Come on, stay straight. There, we'll go like that. There we go. Let's lean it that way. And we'll bring B up here. Let's go. Okay. So let's switch to our fancy overhead camera for the unveiling. Here we go. Let me turn this other light on. It might be a little better. I think that's going to be a little better if I have that other light on. We'll get that camera out of the way. Yeah, I guess you can kind of still see me in this one. Anyways, let's get my knife. And let's open this up. Oh, they've got the tape right over the strap. So we'll just cut that on either side. Yeah, I'm so excited to have my electricity finally sorted out in this basement. So it's great. And it helped me declutter a little bit too. So it's amazing when you have to move a whole bunch of stuff away from the walls to get rid of all the 20 extension cords you had running. Okay, that's exaggerating a little. It looks like we got the same issue on the bottom here. Hey Marcus, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. We actually have a printer to build this time. And based on the text on the box, it looks like this is the right way up. So let's open her up and see. My first ever Delta, ever. I will admit that I have watched a few videos. Jerry, I've watched yours, and I've watched a bunch of videos of this thing being built. So I kind of know what to expect. There we go. And here, let's move this overhead camera over a little bit. There we go. And back that way a bit. There we go. Okay, the big reveal. We have foam. And then we have some rails. I'll try and read the chat as much as I can while I'm doing this. So we have, of course, 3 rails because this is a Delta. Uno rail number 1. Uno dos and tres. It's the extent of my Spanish. 3 rails. We have a user manual, which is a very nice quick assembly guide, which you guys have all seen on the other streams, because I think everybody on this stream pretty much has watched one of these being built. Maybe not, maybe. I hear they're fantastic printers. We have a power cable. We have a USB cable. Put that over there. And this looks like it's your spool holder and a, wow, massive spatula. Big. Let's just set this aside for now. Part of the spool holder. And this looks like that's those little hangy things that hang off the, you know, the rails. Hangy things, okay? Technical terms. Now we have an FLSUN certificate of approval card. So this proves that it's a genuine FLSUN printer. And let's pull off this part here. Another piece of triangular foam. A bag of tools and a bag of screws. The one thing that I like from watching the other streams on this is all of the screws to assemble this are exactly the same size. So there's no messing around with screws, which is great. Tie rods. There we go. Tie rods. Thanks, Jerry. That's what they're called, I suppose. We'll call them tie rods. And that looks like it is the leveling sensor, or the mesh leveling sensor for the bed. And then we can pull out. You know what I'm not seeing? I'm kind of disappointed, because everybody else I saw that got these had one is a fancy piece of small piece of sample filament. I don't see one in here. I'm insulted. It's okay. I wasn't going to use it anyways. Now let's pull out. This is going to be the top. There's the top, so that's underneath the top. Okay, we'll just put this on my chair for a second here. This is the, now, I've heard this name said 50 or 60 times. I'm calling it an extruder. or a hot end. I'm calling it a hot end, but what's this actually called? There's a name for this on the Delta. Somebody's going to pop it and type it in there for me for sure. So, and then last but not least, we have the base of it. Oh, there we go. Oh, look, there's my filament sample that I was looking for, tucked underneath the base. I'm not disappointed after all. Okay, then we have the base. So let me get this aside for now, just until the effector. Yes, effector. Now, I'd like to know where that name originated. And there we have our little, looks like about 125 centimeter. I don't know. I have no idea how long that is, but I've got a different sample I want to use tonight, as I posted in my description. And I'm just going to check under here. We have nothing else in here, just the box. So let's put this box aside. There we go. Okay. I'm going to try. I have a different build angle here. Let's see. This build angle right here that I want to try. So this gives you guys the overhead up in the top left. Anyways, you'll see it on the screen. Overhead in the top left. And it gives you sort of my little different camera angle that I'm going to try tonight for the build so that I don't get such a cluttered background. So the first thing, I've got the specs on this thing, and I'm not going to lie. I wrote the specs down. I don't want to get into opening the case. I don't want to take that much time, which I could. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 screws to open the case. I can access the voltage switch through the bottom here. I just have to see exactly where it is. There's the yellow tag talking about it. And I'll just have to find exactly where that voltage switch is to make sure I switch it to my 110. Oh, I see it down there. I think I see it down there, but I'll have to get a flashlight. I can't really see in there. But anyways, so the specs on this thing, and I do have a cheat sheet, okay? It's a term in automation robots. Oh, very cool. Hey, Dan, how you doing? Thank you so much, Dan. So this has a 32-bit ARM processor, okay? It's got genuine TMC Trinamic 2208 silent stepper drivers on the, it's not even really an X and Y axis and Z axis, is it? Z, sorry. But it's got Trinamic stepper, except for the extruder, which uses an older A4 988. Apparently there's a little noise in retraction, but we'll see. 12-volt fans. There are no tinned leads going into the power supply, from what I've seen on other videos. 115-volt power supply. 115-volt input power supply, but it puts out 24 volts, 240 watts, and it's a fanless power supply. And this does have a fan for cooling off the insides. Right somewhere in here, there is a fan that cools off all the interior parts, and I just can't see the fan in here, but it is in here. I believe it's on this side. Anyways, it's in there. Trust me. There we go. There's the specs. I'm not going to open it up and pretend I know what I'm looking at. I just wrote them down based on some other videos I've watched. So my goal is just to get it built and make sure it's printing. Llama, how are you? Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. Okay, first thing I want to tackle, though, is find that voltage selector switch in here. So I believe, where's my handy flashlight? I believe that's it right down in here. So, yeah, it's hard to see because there's an actual little label. This yellow label right here underneath the grill is showing which is which. So 230 volt this way and 115 volt this way. As far as I can tell, yeah. Because the grill is covering up what those say, but I'm pretty sure that, yeah, 230 this way for sure. So I want to take that little switch that's down below, which, wow, it's very dark in there. I'm going to grab anything I can fit in there. These tweezers will work. I'm going to go down and I'm going to flick that switch over. That's simple. So we are now on 115 volts. That's all I need to do for this. So Now, let's look at the instructions. In the middle, I found the switch there, Jerry. Perfect. So, we have to take these guys. You know what I just noticed, I think? Oh, no, I'm going to wait and see. I think I'm missing a part off that filament holder. But that's okay, we'll see. I don't see the... Oh, I see. Maybe there's two pieces are in here. Yeah, okay, I see what's happening. Okay. So apparently these have to go in specific spots. So we have an X, and I can match this up to the X, which is over here. First thing I'm going to do, though, is grab my screws. You looked at instructions on the PDF? Okay. Hey, SPC. And hey, Chris. Sorry if I missed you guys if you're popping in. So we have a nozzle cleaning tool here. And we have a USB adapter with a micro SD card. We have a wrench, tiny little flat screwdriver. We have our nippers. And we have our ball-ended Allen key, which is good. And a whole bunch of screws. A couple more Allen keys here. Let's get some screws out, and let's get my little handy dandy screw tray. Magnetic. Guaranteed never to lose anything in this thing. It's massive. Those things are handy. Those things are good to have. Okay. So we have an X, we have a Y, and we have a Z. And it's pretty obvious where they go because one's labeled X, one's labeled Y, and one is labeled Z. If I mess this up, I don't deserve to have my channel going. Okay, so this obviously goes in this way, and there is, let's see, we have a stepper driver plug, and we have a limit switch plug. Okay, so first plug's in. Yay, I'm on my way. And then the stepper driver. The motor, stepper motor. We're going to tuck the wires back in. Or should I? Okay. And there we are. Just like that. And then we'll throw the 3 screws in. Stay. Wrong size. I'm going to try this new little set of Allen wrenches I got. And that'll be the one right there. X, Y, and Z. Yep, Z, Z. Should turn. So, What shall I talk about while I'm building? I don't know what I should talk about while I'm building. As long as you guys in chat are having good conversation, that's all that matters. There's X. Next, I'm going to go to Z, as in Z what I'm doing. And then here is Z here. Shane, hello. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to the Comedy Club. There's the Z limit switch. Plug, click. Stepper motor. Big fingers, big finger alert. And tuck her in. Just like that. Thank you for that, Jerry. Yes, hit the like button if you like it. Hit the thumbs down button if you don't like what you're seeing. That's fair enough. Oops. Now, don't drop screws in the case. So, wouldn't be my channel without something like that happening. But fortunately, I have. This is like playing Operation. Anybody remember that game, Operation? Operation. I would have killed the patient by now. There we go. Oh, just about. No, he died. Okay, second chance. Come on. And we got it. There's what's been ailing him. There we go. There's my blooper for the stream. Drop screw. Don't want to do that with power on. Drop it on the main board like that. Looks like the name of the board is Maker Base main board. It's obviously proprietary. From what I understand, it's a proprietary screen, touch screen as well. No big deal. Okay, let's make sure these are snug. This shouldn't be too long a build, as long as I stop dropping screws in the inside. Hey, what do you think of my cool new little backdrop screen here? Kind of hides the clutter in behind. And now we're going on to Y. Why? Because I said so. Okay. Try and get you guys a view here. It's a pretty simple build. We just go Y, limit switch to limit switch. There. Stepper motor. Come on. Stepper motor to stepper motor. Simple. Tuck the wires down. Pop that in. 3 screws and we're done. Bob's your uncle. Hey, Marcel. Thank you for popping. Good to see you. Gary saying you filmed a video camera a bit ago replacing FEP on a resin printer, removed 22 screws and realized the phone wasn't angled down to see it, so I had to reassemble and do it over. Oh man, I've done some videos for stuff I'm doing in the future. Well, for instance, building our T-Do here, I did a video last night, yesterday, building a couple parts of the T-Do. I broke a couple parts, and I thought, well, this will just show, you know, triumphs and failures, et cetera, et cetera. It was about half an hour of filming, and I realized I didn't have start recording hit. So, and it's not stuff that I can really do again unless I want to break some more pieces again. So I feel your pain there. I feel it. I think it happens to everybody. Okay, we got the uprights on, the rails, etc. Now we're going to. We've got everything plugged in. Now we're going to keep touchscreen HUD logo same way, fixed upper shelf. So we're going to turn it over. So we're going to keep the touchscreen and hotbed FLSUN logo in the same direction. Well, that kind of makes sense. So we'll take our hotbed here. It's hot, and it's a hotbed. Now this wire, it's got a little outie here for it. So we'll put the hotbed down. LCD screen is right here. So we'll flip this over. And that should just sit nicely like a glove there. Look at that. Look at that. That is cute. Well, sorry. I didn't mean to say cute, but this is really nice. I love it. It's tiny. I like the size of it. It's really tiny. Wow. I like it, though. Very cool. Love the prints. I see Jerry coming off of Jerry's printer with this thing, so that's great. Okay, let's stop talking and tighten these, get these bolts down in the bottom. Bob had a booby, be your auntie. Yep. Okay. So this is just simple. 2 screws on each of the bottom of the legs here to attach it to the base. Where are we at? We're at, oh, we're almost at a half hour. I talked too much to begin with. I'd like to get the build done within the first hour, and then we'll get a print going in the second hour. Do one of their test prints. Okay. I love that it's all the same size screw for every single attachment. Next storage is going to be quite a long print. Yeah, I imagine. I've got the, in behind me over here, I've got the Mingda Rock 3 all set up, ready to do. I think it should be big enough to do the dome for the next drone. We're hoping so. Of course you are, Jerry. Of course you are. That's great. Is that on your, are you doing that on the CR10, Jerry? There we go. Got the bottom done. Boom. Now, we're going to fix screws the parallel arms. So now we're going to attach the arms. Let me open the arms. Right, Marcel? It is a clone Bondtech extruder, I believe, on this. Looks like dual gear, which is nice. There we go. Okay. We have all these arms. They come with their own built-in little screws. Let's sit down for this. It's because I'm lazy. I did plug in all the connectors before turning over. You mean the connectors at the top, underneath? Yeah. I plugged them in before I put the arms on. I did. I plugged all the connectors, 2 connectors in each. Yeah. And then we have this one coming up from the base, which I'm assuming is going up here, which is the hotbed and the thermistor. Yeah, the hotbed and the thermistor. So I'll plug them in a minute. I did. Now that sounds like it's coming from experience. Then you maybe didn't when you did your build. I'm not sure. But let's just see. Okay, so, okay, now I'm going to get a different size Allen key out for these ones, which should be this one. I believe these look a little smaller. Oh no, same size. Oh, my bad, same size. So what are all these extra screws in here for? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 extra screws. I'm sure they're for something. I'll figure it out in a minute. So let's just start by, I don't think there's an up and down to these arms, because they both look like they're the same shape and size. Fix screws on the parallel arm, no tighten the screws with a tool. Of course, no, I'm not going to tighten them with my fingers. There we go. Okay. And these look like they've got a little bit of blue Loctite, removable Loctite to them. So let's get this in here. There we go. One. No, I don't. I'm not going to count them all. Trust me. I know you guys all know how to count, so I'm not going to count every one. But overhead camera's kind of useless now on this, isn't it? That's all right. Kind of. These go in very easy. There we go. And let me see if I can just show you guys in here. Let's just switch this for a second, just so you can see what's going on here. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm attaching all these arms right here, one on each side of the uppy downy rollers. There's rollers under here, so I'm just attaching one on the either side of each. So yeah, just so you can see what I'm doing, because I know it's not easy to see on this view necessarily. So clamp your axis; they will drop. Oh, these will drop once I start to. Oh, they're doing okay so far, but that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I'll put some zip ties under them, actually, is what I'll do, just to hold them up temporarily. Oh, did that? I do not want to cross thread this. Did that go in proper? There we go. There we go. That is right. Nothing worse than cross threading something and forcing it tight. Okay, so let me take that advice, Jerry. I happen to have a couple zip ties in my pocket. So if I just zip this on here, no, that's not going to work. Silly me. I'm going to have to clamp it up top. Okay. Okay, so we want to clamp it so it stays up top somehow. Okay. Well, let's see how it goes first. Let me be gutsy. Hey, old curmudgeon, how are you? Thank you for popping in the middle of building my Delta. Now, front of the printer is this way. I am going to install this so that I can see the front of the nozzle. I don't know if there's a real proper way to do this, because they don't really get into it here. Yes, they do. The installation direction, the effector as left picture. So they're showing the installation direction of the effector, so that the cooling fan, part cooling fan, is on the right, and the heating cartridge is facing me. So this is correct this way, in this orientation. Here we go. Okay. So I believe that's the way that it's supposed to go, right there. Okay. This just feels weird. I know what you're going to say, Jerry. You're going to say, I told you so when these start popping down on me. Aren't you? How come this? Yeah, this is right. You're going to say, I told you so. Oh. See, this is, there we go. Just takes a second to get the grip, to get the, catch the thread here. Okay, we'll turn this around. We'll get this one. Okay, now we'll go for this one. This is just like weird feeling. I've never, this is my first time. I'm like a Delta Virgin. I've never touched one before. I'm touching it for the very first time. What's going on in there? Don't worry if you break something. You have another box of parts. Oh, that's funny. Well, right now I'm having luck, Jerry, because it's almost finished. I'm on the fourth one, and it hasn't budged. So I am lucking out, obviously. And I'm tightening the last one right now. There we go. It's all tight. There we go. Tightened up. So let's disconnect some more wires here. You know, I haven't looked at the instructions much, but yeah, so now basically I got to run the filament bracket, but let me plug the wires in, then we'll get the spool holder. I mean, sorry, filament bracket. That's what they're calling it. Let's plug the hotbed and the thermistor in. These are pretty obvious, and I don't even have to show you guys, but there's just, you can't screw them up. They're just plugging up the back. Here, the hotbed and the thermistor just plug in right back up here, right next to the extruder. So, okay, now we have a few wires coming up here. Where are these wires plugging in? And these wires are plugging in at the, oh, these wires, oh, I get it. Okay, so these wires are going to plug into here. So let's lower this down a bit. Let's get a view so you guys can see here. So we got some wires coming out of the hot end. I'm sorry, the effector. So let's snip this. Okay. We have a twist tie here, holding all these wires together. Do they reverse twist? Sometimes, you know, these are, no, they're not reverse twisted. Sometimes these twist ties, when you get stuff, I think they go on backwards, but maybe I'm just backwards. Okay. And you can't really mess these up. They're all color coded. So yellow to yellow. I don't even know what they are. You're going to have a couple fans. You're going to have an extruder. But yellow to yellow. Red to red. Click. Black to black. Come on. Okay, and the white coming out of here is a 2-pinned white. To the 2-pin, there's 2 whites here. One is 3 pins, one is 2. So this white will only go to the 1 white, which is the 2-pin. And then we have what seems to be a spare cable, but that is the pin that we're going to use for leveling the bed, for mesh leveling the bed. Okay, then we have our Bowden tube, which comes up to the, let's turn this around. We pop off this little retainer on the Bowden coupler. Bring the Bowden tube up. All the way in. And coupler, little retainer goes back on, just like so. What am I missing here? Lefty's messing with me. No, well, see, when I twist normally, okay, where's this twist tie? Normally, if I twist a twist tie on, I'm right-handed. I'm going this way. Okay, I get a lot of twist ties, especially from products from overseas, that way is the way you undo it, and I always get messed up with it. So, yeah. Extra white plug is leveling sensor, yes. 50, 50, 90 rule. If you have a 50% chance of getting it right, 90% of the time you'll guess. I like that old curmudgeon. I live by that, I think. Okay, I didn't need those zip ties. Let's put that aside. This bag, let's get cleaned up a bit, and let's get back over to the build. Extruder prints TPU nicely. Oh, it does. Oh, good. Good to know. Won't be running TPU right away. Okay, so now the one thing I do here, and they give you a bunch of zip ties, and I believe the zip ties they give you are just so that I can nicely sort of tie the Bowden tube to the cabling. They kind of don't mention that, but they kind of do. Anyways, I'm going to tie a few up anyways, because I know that apparently the Bowden tube gets snagged in behind one of these bolts here. So where did the little bag go that they gave me? Yeah, they gave me a bunch of zip ties, so I may as well use a couple of them. You're a lefty and you twist clockwise. Yeah, I see clockwise twisties to do them up. Oh, you got to be really careful in here. I just about acupunctured myself. They've got an acupuncture needle in here, and there we go. See, yeah, so there we go. I just acupunctured my finger getting that needle out. So there we go. Be careful if you're reaching into this bag of zip ties. There's an acupuncture needle in there. So it actually didn't hurt, but my finger feels better. Anyways, let's go back over here. Just going to zip tie these things together down here. I like cable management. We'll just tidy this up a little bit. Okay. I'll use what they gave me. T2's tracks. Oh, you did T2's tracks on here? Cool. Yeah, but I've heard about the voltage thing. So I do have some of those stepper downer, whatever those things are called, for stepping down the voltage. So I'll probably end up using one of those with my LiPo, with my 11-volt LiPo, and just step it down to 6 volts. So I've got a bunch of those, so I may as well use them. I'm just going to leave that like that for now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here we are. Let's get rid of this little front screen thing. There we go. And I like the size of this. It's my table's a little bit wobbly, but hey, it's pretty cool. Okay, so I want to now see what I got to do next. The build is, from what I see, oh, spool holder. Sorry, spool holder. A little bit. So you have a tiny little spool holder here. Oh, that's what a couple of these spare screws are for. 4 more screws for the spool holder. Buck converters. Thank you. That's what they're called. Buck 50 converters. So spool holder, pretty simple. Couple screws. Not a fan of the spool holder. I've seen the other streams with that. I'll probably end up printing a better spool holder with this, but it's going to work for now. It's for the build. And just 2 screws to hold this little high quality. Oh, look at that. I put this on the wrong side. Of course, would not be Do It 3D's live stream if I didn't do something wrong. That's okay. That is okay. Yeah, I just noticed that, Jerry. Before I read your comment, see, I catch my mistakes. But in all honesty, I did that just to see if anybody was paying attention. And you were. Good on you. Okay. So once I get the spool holder in the right way, there we go. There we go. Now up top here, let's get this under the camera. There we go. There's a spool holder right. Looks like it's right there. And that's going to go this way. Oops, hang on. Not quite under that overhead camera, are we? There we are. This is going to go on this way, so that when the spool unwinds, going straight into the extruder. That's pretty obvious. I did not need instructions for that. But obviously I did need instructions to, well, I just had to realize that I was putting that in the wrong way. Let's get this in. 2, so it looks like I've got 5 leftover screws yet, but hey, they might come in handy for something yet. Did you have leftover screws, Jerry? Or am I just missing something again, or did I forget to screw something in? One. Three screw holes I forgot on top? No, those are there. These? Do I have to put screws in here? You serious? They weren't in there. Why would they not be in there? Okay. Let's put them in. Oh, that's probably, oh, I see what I see. Look at that. And I bet if I looked at the instructions, no, they don't really mention, it's not really mentioned in the instructions in mine. I guess if I looked at the PDF one or the PDF instructions, look at that. So now I have 2 spare screws. There we go. Thanks, Jerry. That's why you're on the stream. Now, was there 2 spare screws, or are they for something else? Did I miss 2 more? Surely they'd give me spare screws, and I know, don't call me Shirley. Okay. I don't believe I missed any screws anywhere. We have these covers are held on with the 1 screw on the front. By golly, I think I'm ready. And that was less than an hour with all the chatting. Extra. So 2 extra screws. Good. So what we do with those, we'll just keep those my extra screw, we'll put this back on there. And we'll throw the extra screws in my extra screw case. Now, I think it's time to power this thing up. Let's read the instructions first. So I know that I've got to take a covering off the bed. Install new leveling module. Well, we got to power up first, but anyways, we will. There's the leveling module. Let's get some power. Let's see, I have lots of power cords hanging. Let me get under this camera cable. Oh, let me grab a power cord from here. There we go. And plug it into my new power bar right there. And we will plug in the power. And of course, it's already on. Okay. Let's turn this around and we'll give you guys a close-up camera view of what I'm doing here, hopefully. Let's come on over here and see if I can get, let me turn off one of these lights over here. Let's turn these off. Don't need those on anyways. There we go. A little less reflection. Okay, so we have, let's see, bed stickers and IPA the residue. Yep, I've got IPA ready, definitely. Okay, so we have on the menu, we have preheat. Oh, I need my different glasses. This is pathetic. I have to have two pairs of glasses, one to read the screen, one to read the small screen. Preheat, tool, set, print. Okay, so I know that I have to, well, first of all, I'm going to pull that sticker off the bed. That was satisfying in its own weird way. Okay, then I'm going to IPA. And we're going to IPA the bed. Get that out of the way so I don't forget. Okay. Now, we'll put the leveling sensor on. We'll plug it in. We'll pop it on right there. Magnet holds it on perfectly in place. Okay. Now, turn the power on. Click tool. Click tool. Okay. Click, click, click. Okay, that's my really bad sense of humor. Show the hot end putting on the level sensor. Ah, okay. Let's get this close-up camera down here. Good idea, Jerry. Get this close-up camera down here. There's the hot end. Okay, so let's raise these up a little bit here so it's easier to see. So up here, right there is a spare plug where the hot end sensor plugs into. Okay. Then if you come down, I'll take this off. There's the hot end here. Is that focused? It should be focused. There we go now. And right here beside the hot end is a magnetic plate that the actual sensor clicks onto. So the little sensor it's a little sensor right on the tip there, and it's a click sensor. If I click it, you'll see the blue light come on, and that's what's triggering the sensor when it hits the bed. And then that just sits right on. Make sure the wire's not hitting the fan. That sits right on that magnetic base, just like that. So that's going to go around and that's going to hit the bed. And you'll see that blue light come on as it's leveling over the bed. So yeah, perfect. Let's see, I wonder if I can get away with doing this. There we go. But first we'll show you up here, guys. Sorry for all the poor camera action. There we go. Let's focus that. There we go. So now we want to go Tool. Now, is it going to warm it up first? Well, I assume it's going to, because, but we're going to see. And then we want Auto Level, which is the bottom left button right here. And it's flashing, so basically you want to push it to confirm that we want to auto level. And confirm. So it's saying, please plug in the leveling sensor, which we just did, okay, before auto level, and we'll confirm. And now we're going to get some action. Let's watch it from this side. Here we go. Whoops. Well, this wire is hitting that fan. There we go. This auto leveling sensor wire is hitting the fan a bit. It's going to go around and probe the bed. Audio crash. Is it working now? Is it working now? Good night, Mark. Let's see if my audio is working. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I think it is. I'll have to adjust this wire. So what's happening is the sensor wire. I don't want to mess up the sensor. The sensor wire keeps hitting the fan when it comes over here. Audio is good now. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what happened to it. I'm trying a little different mic thing today. Okay, so it looks like it goes up, it homes itself up top, and then it comes down and does some sensor readings. So it was obviously some of the videos I watched that were not live. They sped this process up a little bit, obviously. So shouldn't need hot end fan. It's the no, the fan is automatically on. It's the cooling fan, like it's not the part cooling fan, but the other one. So yeah, it's just automatically on. But I moved that wire a little bit, and it's doing a little bit better. So we'll see when it levels, and then I've got to remove the module afterwards, and then I've got to calibrate my Z height. So far, so good. I like the way it moves. Oh, this mic is probably a little high. Let's lower that mic a little bit there. There we go. The auto level ballet. Yes. It is truly mesmerizing, though, the way watching these Delta systems, the way they work. Yeah, you just stop the fan again. That's okay. No harm, no foul, but I will try and straighten those wires out so it doesn't do that, because I imagine if that hits that fan too much, it could actually bear those wires. So I'm going to be using, my good buddy over at the First Layer gave me a sample of this. It's a new company in Canada, Canadian filament manufacturer, called Matter 3D. Oh, looks like we're all done. I'm going to be using Matter 3D PLA Natural. And it is a clear, basically a transparent filament. It's called Natural, and it's from a company out in Vancouver, BC, and they make all their product here in Canada. So they're new, and this is supposed to be phenomenal. So that's the filament I'm going to try on a test print tonight. So now that this is auto leveled, now we're going to hit the remove the level module after leveling. So we're going to go to this guy, and I'm going to unplug the leveling sensor right here, and we're going to remove the leveling module. And I want to put something on here somewhere so I can keep this with the printer. So yeah, I don't like the fact that it's separate. Maybe just a little hanger on the back or something. Now, so we need some paper for the bed. Mark Flanagan, how are you? I've come off forever. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. So that's probably why I don't need to keep it too handy. So we will put some paper on the bed, like so. And then we are going to click Move Z0. So up here on the display, it's flashing for me. So it says Move Z0. And I want to confirm. It's telling me to please make sure I've removed the leveling sensor first, because that could be disastrous. Then we'll confirm. Oh. And now we're going to move down to Z0. Z0. ZZ. There we go. And so we have a lot of play in that paper. And I have the ability to go adjust Z. So if we look up here, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Bear with me 1 second. Instead of switching back and forth, I am going to take, because the overhead camera is pretty useless right now. So I'm going to quickly, this is the beauty of doing a virtual camera from OBS. So I'm going to add, there we go, I'm going to add that close-up camera right there. And just like that, you guys should have a good view of that close-up camera. Look at that, that's much better. So, much better. Okay. That way I don't have to keep switching camera views. So, I don't know if you can see, but there's one flashing here which is telling me to adjust Z. And now do I want to go up or down? So I've got a lot of play, so I want my Z to go down. And I'm just going to tap it, and it's going down, looks like 0.1 at a time, or, oh, hang on, where am I? Minus 50. Is that going down or up? That's going down. There we go. We got some grip at minus 0.1. We got some grip at 110. Not a lot. One more. That's a little heavy at 120. So we'll go back up to 110. And that's almost too loose. So it's almost in between 110 and 120. Can I adjust that? Yes, I can. 0.5. There we go. Minus 1.15. That's about right. Okay. And then we're going to save it. And it's going to home itself. We are ready for filament. Yep. We are ready for filament. Yeah. Okay. 0.005 increments. Yeah. This one was pretty easy. Okay. Preheat and insert filament. So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go right to the home window. Let's go to preheat. I want to heat the hot end to 210. We can go in bigger increments than that. 204, 209, 210. And then I want my bed to be 60. Actually, I'm going to go 65. A little chilly in my basement. Okay. There we go. We're heating. No, come on. Why is the bed not? Okay. First time using this, yes. 61. 65. Back. Are we heating? Preheat. We're heating. The bed is heating and the nozzle's heating. Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's open up this filament. Nice vacuum sealed sample pack here. And let's just hang this off here. Yeah, hopefully we don't get too tangled. It should be good. Off this way. And let's get her fed. And we have filament. Let's move this camera down here. There we go. Just for now. And I'm going to feed some filament here. I'll go back. We're going to extrude. And we're going to extrude. 10 millimeters in. We should be pulling filament now. And we are pulling filament. A little bit at a time here. Hard to see the white, the clear filament coming out behind here, but yeah. Doesn't seem to be moving. Let's see what we got going on here. Maybe I didn't push it in quite far enough. There we go. There we go. Now we got filament coming out. See behind my hand here, or behind my blue shirt's a lot easier to see it if it's clear. Or I could actually move the camera to that angle right there. Look at that. Nice flow of filament coming out. Okay. Let's break out the micro SD card. See you, Chris Travis. Thanks for popping in. Pretty cool little USB. Is that a micro? Is that, what is that? Where does the interesting little I'll show you that. We'll go over this after, but let's get this. Let's get a test print going here. Okay, interesting. The USB and the micro SD slot are in the very back by the power supply. Okay, let's come on up and see what we have for test prints. Okay, don't like that glare. Hard to get rid of that glare though. All those studio lights. Boom. That's a little bit not bad. So go back. We will go more change auto level. Where's the print? Home. Oh, I don't want to home the printer. It is homed. Extrude. Oh, we're going to go back, I suppose. There we go. Okay, print. What's under the set? I'm curious. Fan. We can set the fan. Continue. Language. Sea level. Okay. Motor off and about. Okay, well, let's just go back. Let's get a print going. Print, picture guide, pictures, software, test model, no files found. Okay, maybe we got to go to the next page. Test knurling G code. I think that's the screw, and we'll confirm. Here we go. Let's get a good, make sure you guys get a good view of this thing as it's starting to print. There we go. And let me get this close-up camera down here. Now, you're not going to see much off the bat because it's terrible filament for showing a live stream test print, but I wanted to try this filament. So we'll see what happens. Let's get as close as we can here. Almost looks like I'm too close to the bed, but we'll let it go and see. It's direct to printing. I don't know. It's a test file that came on the card. So whether it has a raft, I don't believe it's printing a raft. No. Or maybe it is. Hard to say. No, I don't believe it's printing a raft. But I think I need to adjust that first layer a little bit. But I'm just going to let it go because it's working. It's working. No raft, Jerry? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm a little too close on that first layer. I should have left it without going that extra 0.05, but that's okay. Once we get above the first layer, I just want to see how well it works. Pretty cool. And what, we're printing 812, not too bad. Now, is this telling me, oh, I've got the front of the machine backwards, I got the cord twisted. I'm just going to turn this, see if this thing lets me turn without getting too finicky. There we go. And then we'll bring this around and give you a better view. Let's see if I can get a little clearer view of what's going on in here. Yeah, so we got a little bit of a screw up happening just in here, but we're going to let it go. Ideally, I should have done a white filament or something for a test print so that I could see the layers going down, but that's all right. Once we get above the first layer, it should work out pretty good. It's sticking fine, so it's going to be fine. It was just a little bit close on the bed, and that's a little bit of purge out of the nozzle that came out of that part there. Yeah, it's not Pet G. We're half surfer bed slingers. Yeah, this will print a bolt and a nut. Man, that's a side view of me. I've got a whole bunch of space in the bottom. I'm gonna let's just do this. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Since I have the ability to add another camera, I'm just going to do this, and we will do this over here. So you guys get the, there we go. You guys get the triple camera view. So we'll let that go a little bit. I'm good to go till 9 o'clock, another 45 minutes. For anybody that wants to hang out, there's this cool little thing it came with, which I assume would be a micro SD. Oh, it is a micro SD thing. I've never seen one like this before. So if you look at this, the micro SD slips down the side of the USB part right there. So normally they would go in the back, but this one just sort of slips down alongside of the actual USB port plug there. That's pretty cool. I've never seen one like that before. It's very cool. Hey, Mark. Hey. Rafts are ways to filament for the most part. I agree. There's a couple things that I've had. If I'm printing something that's got a narrow base, for instance, this piece here that I printed for the droid that we're building right now, I found that I had, because that printed upright like this, it's just the way the file was intended to print, I found I had to do a raft. But the raft pops off super easy on one like this, and the raft, because I had 2 failures when I didn't use a raft. So I used a raft on this, and it didn't fail. So there are, I think there's a time and a place for a raft for sure. You have an adapter like that, Old Curmudgeon? Yeah. It's not a latching SD slot. Oh, okay. Let me find. I have a small SD card here. I just want to try it for fun. So let's see. So if I take this SD card, it goes in this way. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the SD card just sits just in the side like that. Okay, so what you're saying, okay, I see. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay, you have to have I've actually got a thumbnail for a change, which I never usually do. So you have to have a nail to pull it out, but I see what you mean. It doesn't click in and out. Yeah, so you have to actually have a nail to grip on that to pull it out. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of cool, though. It's different, but in all honesty, I can see myself easily losing this. It's just so small, and I'm not the type that's going to put a string on it and hang it around my neck. So it'll go in my little card holder collection here with my other USB drives and stuff, and all my SD cards. Little thing that I printed off Clock Spring. That'll live in there. You have a few prints of that printer you can show me if you like. Sure. Here, why don't I here? Now that we're actually doing the printing part here, Jerry. Guess what? Why don't you pop on? Since I have the ability to do that, and I haven't been showing any comments, but pop on, Jerry, and we'll show some of your parts. I just threw the link up. Yeah, the print looks like it's doing pretty good now. The far one, the close-up one, you can see a few little artifacts from that poor first layer. There we are.
Hey, how we doing, everybody?
Good, Jerry. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, that's an awesome printer. You're gonna love it. That's why you bought 2.
Yeah. Well, that's a long story, but the build went really well. I mean, it's a quick build if you're not talking and chatting. But John Smith says the natural filament looks like hot glue. Well, Brian from the first layer showed off a couple prints from that, and Richard showed me a print with this filament, and it was amazing. It looked like clear resin.
Here's what you're printing right now.
Here, let me just.
It's a nut and a bolt.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like it unscrewed. Crowley used to put these out all the time.
How long did it take you to print that?
I don't remember. I got it going, and I think I don't remember. I time-lapsed it or something, or I came back the next morning. And yeah, I came back the next morning. That's why my face looked puffy and red, because I just woke up and I finished the video.
Oh,
but I printed both of these on that. This is how big that printer can print.
That's amazing.
These are off thangs.com. And yeah, I used some old Arion filament that I had, some silk filament, and that thing prints perfect. It's beautiful.
Wow. That is nice.
And that's pretty much.
Did you do a filament change partway there?
Yeah, I ran out of one kind of filament, and I switched it and put another one in.
Okay, so does it have a sensor?
No, it doesn't have a sensor. You gotta pause it, and it'll eject it, and you put in new filament. And then I went and printed the second one. And then when I went to print the third one, that's what I had showed you guys. I ran out of filament, and I woke up like an hour or two late. It was printing like an inch higher. It was in midair.
Yeah.
So I need to put a sensor on it. I was going to do the video tonight, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to get that worked on. And then since I'm going to paint this one, I went ahead and printed it another color. I'll fill the gap, sand it lightly, and then I'll paint this one. I'll prime it and paint it. So, but yeah, it's really cool. And I've done this little case on there. That was with that yellow. So the yellow filament, the sample could do the bolt and half of this case. That's how much filament that sample will do.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but yeah, it's a killer little printer. I love the hell out of it. And I can't wait till one of these days to get a bigger Delta. I've never had a Delta before. I've got like 14 printers, never had a Delta, but it prints perfect. I love it. The only thing I would ever change, it needs a filament sensor, and I'd probably put Capricorn tubing on it or Tough Tube from TH3D because it can withstand. It's got tighter tolerances. They can withstand higher temperatures. But you know, the white will work perfectly fine. Eventually, if you get clogging issues or under extrusion, you pull it out of the hot end, you clip it with your clippers straight, and you know, loosen that a quarter turn, put it in, snug it up, you're good to go.
Oh, very cool.
So
I'm going to do a little camera switch here on mine. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to add the close-up here just so that people can keep an eye on that print as it's going. I mean, it's fascinating to watch the arms and all that, but I only have so many cameras that I can. There we go. And then I'm going to do that, and we'll put that right up in the corner here. There we go. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I record with OBS and I do my videos. Then if I want to time lapse something, I go to my other computer room and I use Movie Studio Platinum 17. I'll cut out segments and I crunch them. But sometimes I want to crunch them more and I forget how to do it. I've tried to save them and I can't. Because some people told me that once I crunch them in the Movie Studio Platinum, I could save them and then re-import them and crunch them again. But I haven't been able to figure that out.
Oh, okay.
So that way if they're not taped in time lapse, you can speed it up. You know, like if you're taking the screws out of something and it gets kind of boring, I'll time lapse it and play music or something.
Right.
It takes a long time.
So Radioactive says if you can find an Anycubic Predator, it's awesome. Yeah, I've heard those are good too. These guys have a FLSUN QQ. It's a QQ something. They have a larger version, which is a 200 and something bed.
The one they have down at Count Customs here in Vegas, it's a red label. It's called Traxxas. I think it's called Traxxas, and it's about 20 feet tall. It's like 15 or 20 foot tall. It's a Delta. You could do a full-size person in it, and that'll be coming out on the Discovery Channel on their upcoming episodes. Because a friend of mine works for them on Counting Cars. He does all their buffing and polishing. I done a video a while back at his house, and filmed a bunch of stuff that he done in his house. So
very cool.
Alter, yeah.
Yeah, the one I was thinking about, it's called an FLSUN QQ, and it has a 260 by 370 build volume, which isn't bad. It's pretty big. And it was on sale before, but it's not on sale anymore. By 370 Whoops. Build volume, which isn't bad.
Yeah, earlier your microphone, we leaned up against something, it got really scratchy. And it was very loud, and then it kind of cut out. And then when you moved it around, and then it was loud and clear, and then it was muffled, then it was clear again, and then so Scott, I don't know if you're rubbing up against something or what.
Yeah, it could be. I've tried this different extension on it so that I don't have that big receiver right there or transmitter right there. So
I mean, this mic I was telling Tripod, or he has the same wireless setup I got. That I put it underneath my chin, my beard, and it was muffled in my video. And he said, "Well, drop it down lower." So I guess I'll put it down here further, and maybe it'll work better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you still hear me fine?
Yeah, not as good though.
And then up here is where it's muffled when I put it up here.
Yeah, but you sound too hollow that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas that seems to work perfect right where you are. Yeah.
No, I'm not hollow. I got a lot of infill.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's looking like it's printing pretty good. Let me switch to this guy here real quick. Yeah.
QQS is a bigger version, yeah. Yeah, when I done my live stream a couple days ago, my hangout, Trevor in Florida, he's got a store that sells 3D printing supplies and Amazon returns. He sent me a video on Facebook, and he was at his store at the time. He walked out in front of the store in the mall, and he's got a big TV in one of the windows. And he had my live stream on in the window. It's like, that's cool. So people in the mall walking around are watching my live stream as they walk by his store.
Very cool.
My hangout. So that's pretty cool.
If anybody else wants to pop on and say hi, I'm going to put the link there. That's sort of what I want to make my streams now, is have an hour of build or whatever it is I'm talking about, and then the second hour just have a little hangout.
Did you see my comment about my live stream, my hangout, what I accidentally done?
No.
I thought I logged into me, but I logged into you, and I scheduled the stream, and then an hour later, I went in to upload some stuff, and it's like, why does it look like this? And I realized that I had logged into you, so I had to cancel the video and completely log out and log back into mine and hurry up and set it all back up.
Oh, okay, that would have confused people.
That's why I told you to check your 1080p setting, because I might have switched it back to 720. Because at first I thought I was in my stream, and I'm thinking, why is it set on 1080?
No, 1080 is good. I'm watching it the YouTube on the other screen, and it looks good. The 1080 is actually working really well.
All right, awesome.
Yeah. Okay, old curmudgeon. Talk to you later.
Take care, old curmudgeon. Well, if you want to kick me out, you're welcome to do so. It doesn't matter.
No, you can hang out if you want to hang out as long as you want. Basically, all I'm going to do is just hang out here and chat for the next, just for another half hour. I'm leaving my streams at 2 hours now, so at the max. I don't want to do any more of these 3-hour ones, and I just want people to see how this is going to, how the print goes.
Yeah, that was crazy earlier. I set up my camera on a little tripod, and I had the forward-facing camera, so I have to walk around it to make sure it's filming, and I had it angled at my resin printer so I could talk about it, but as soon as I took off the build plate and set it on the table, I was supposed to re-angle the camera, and I forgot to do it. So I take out 22 screws, and I remove it, and I start talking about the FEP, and then I go check my camera, and it's like, oh, my God, you can't even see what I'm doing. So I had to stop it and put all the screws back in and redo that.
Wow.
And take them back out again once I angled it right.
Yeah, those things take a lot of screws.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was getting in the way. I think because the wires were bent a bit, I just got to reroute it. But that was when it was leveling. This was angling in and hitting that fan. So
yeah, the only time I think this is my first Delta like you, and the only time I think you'll ever need that again is if you take the hot end assembly apart or you do something major to it. You could throw it on and recheck it real quick. But other than that, you should never have to use it again unless you tear something apart.
Yeah, just maybe adjust the Z height now and again, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like if I put a wham bam or something on there, just change the Z height.
And I've done wraps for years on a lot of models. I always had trouble with first layers, getting them just right. But if you hit a wrap, it's like wham bam, it's perfect. But then again, you're wasting all that plastic, and you can't always get the wraps off easy. Usually they come off, sometimes they don't. And but if you take the time and get the first layer right, then you don't ever have to mess with the wrap. Unless you got a bunch of little parts around the bed where the support's going to break off, a wrap will help support it. And then you can have dense support layers set to 2 or 4, and it'll stick to that wrap better so they don't knock over so easy. Yeah. And then if you're ever printing like a spiral vase model that has little tiny, like Geeky Fade on a vase, a twisty vase, and I printed one and not too long ago, and I printed a lot of models, but I didn't have Z-Hop enabled, and I've never used it before, and my model, halfway up, they all got bent over, and the model got screwed up. But once I enabled Z-Hop, when it went to each one of those tiny little sticks that were twisted, it would pick up and set down, and then I printed the perfect model by enabling Z-Hop.
Very cool.
Because it was the nozzle was dragging over and hitting everything.
I guess Old Curmudgeon isn't leaving. He says he was saying why he couldn't jump on stream. I get it. Okay. Because it's after bedtime. Aha. But anybody is welcome to pop on if you want. Yeah, so I haven't. In putting together the one leg here, I broke. You can see where I broke the thing right off of it. Now, I recall hearing along the line somewhere that silk filament is really brittle to tap into with a screw. So let's see. We have Mark coming on stream. Let's bring him in. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, you can. Okay. Looks like your video might be a bit frozen. A little bit of lag.
Yeah. Just hang on. I got to shut down the YouTube link.
Okay. Yeah. Either that or just mute it, unless it's taking up a lot of your bandwidth.
Yeah, I've got 3 bracelets here.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
These are all 10% in. Actually, I got 4. The 2 blue ones are 10% infill and they're fairly stiff. So then I printed 2 more at 5% infill and they're still pretty stiff. So then I printed 2 more at 0% infill and I put them on the FLSUN and they're perfect. But I got more batteries coming tomorrow. I'm going to increase the torque. So power. And that
the battery would the original one that I did then work with a higher battery power, do you think, or should I still print this with?
It might. It might.
Yeah.
Just give it a little more power, like 6 volt, like in the private chat, Sam was talking about the different voltage. It might work.
Yeah.
But when I print them down at 0 infill, they got really spongy. Where these at 10% are still very stiff. They're very, I don't know, it's almost like cold filament. They're really stiff.
Yeah. Now I'm going to use my LiPo battery and use my little buck converter to bring it down to 6 volts.
How come we don't have names on the screen?
Oh, well, just because I turned it off for my main stream, so my name didn't show up.
Oh.
Let's see. I can put them on right now. And then I can also do like this one.
Well, you're Tim Conway. We all know who you are.
Oh, we know that. Yeah. There we go.
And people in chat that don't know who Tim Conway is, Google it, see a picture, and you'll say that he's related.
I've heard that before. So see if I can find. There's a picture I have on my phone. Let's see if I can find that picture.
Is Tim Conway? Is he still around?
I don't know. Part of me says that he passed away, but I don't know.
Carol Burnett, Tim Conway. And people are going to say, who's Carol Burnett?
So I wonder if I can, let me send this to my, here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to email this to myself, and I'm going to put it up on screen so you guys can see for yourself, see what you think. DeWitt, what's my email?
I've never compared you against him, but I just remember what he used to look like, and I thought, first thing I thought.
So if I send this, and we'll go actual size. All right, give me 1 second. This is going to come through. I believe. Meanwhile, let's have a close look at this. And it's looking not bad so far. Yeah. And again, I picked a terrible filament to do a first test print with on this. I should have used a white filament, then I would have been able to see the first layer a whole lot better. But
according to Wikipedia, he passed away May of 2019.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So here, I'm going to bring this in right here. This and this picture. Can I download it? Save all attachments to my desktop.
Yeah, I hate like hell that my beard went white. I mean, my goatee was white, and then I figured, I'll grow a beard, and now it's all white. I look like Santa Claus. So I got to get on Amazon and order me a hat for this year.
Oh, okay. What do you mean I don't have permission to open this file? It's my own picture.
Yeah, I post things on my own group, and YouTube says that we have to approve it. What do you mean you got to approve my video that I put on there for years and years? They're all screwed up.
Yes. Okay, there we go. Now, if I go in here, I should be able to bring this up. Let's see. Oh, I got to bring that up under, not video clips, but...
there he's got a picture. It's real white.
Yeah, it's really bright. It's overexposed.
Washed out.
Yeah, let's see.
Can I bring it in under video clips, Jerry? Is that where I would bring a picture in?
I don't have StreamYard up. You just go to where you put in all your intros and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Right below where the intros go.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to let me down.
Or you share screen.
Okay. Yeah, my email does not seem to want to...
He's old there. You got to find him when he's younger on Carol Burnett, but yeah. Find a younger picture of him if you got it. Red Light, how you doing, buddy?
Let's go back here. There we go. Anyway, so what I'll do...
Oh, he never had a beard or mustache.
Is I'll do this, because it's a whole lot easier than trying to fight with my email that won't let me download the picture. So basically, right there. That's me. Well, can you
Yeah.
tell which one's me? Yeah. So, yeah, so that's the closest likeness I've ever seen. So this is me on this side. Yeah. So, yeah, I suppose so. I can get away with being a celebrity. I've actually been called, when I used to cruise a lot, I've actually had people come up to me and think that I was him. So, and then I said, well, he's a lot older now. So, oh.
Kind of like them getting me mixed up with John Denver, eh?
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
You should have said, hey, you want a picture? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, exactly. You want an autograph? Here you go. Yep. Let me get back to chat. Man, look at this.
You don't have to deny it. You don't have to say you are. Just go with it, I guess.
Yeah. Let them think so.
See. Do you remember him then?
Oh yeah, McHale's Navy.
Yep. Yep.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, you ever watched McHale's Navy?
You're not old enough, Jerry.
Don't remember. Nope.
That's before your time.
How old are you, Tim?
How old am I? 59.
59. Okay, I'll be 57 in, what, 2.5 months?
Okay.
But no, I don't remember it.
Spring chicken.
Yeah.
There's a question here for you, Jerry.
Yes, red light. I prime everything. If you're going to paint anything, you prime everything. Wood, your house, your car, anything, you prime first. Yes. Models, resin.
So primer helps paint stick better.
Bonds, yes.
What does so there's obviously a bonding agent in primer itself to bond it to whatever it's priming.
Yeah, I don't have the technical terms, but I mean,
Yeah.
I've always been taught you prime everything first.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are
Plus
people that have painted models without priming them, and I've even heard of some people recently that are painting the resin prints without priming them, but I've never, to the best of my knowledge, you prime everything.
Right.
But I only know what I know, so somebody else might know from a resin company or something that it's not necessary. But I've never heard that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I know that. For instance, if you want to paint, say you have a dark color wall and you want to paint it, say bright red, you either have to prime over that dark color, or else you're going to put like 8 coats of that red on to cover it up.
You can put what they call Kilz, K-I-L-Z paint. It's like a white primer, specially made for cover up. You paint that over top of it first, and then then your paint over top of that.
Put your new color,
or you got to do multiple layers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very cool.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? How much filament sample is left? Enough to do the whole print. He's using a...
On mine, yeah. I've got the sample that I've got. Let's see if I switch here. Whoops. Okay, hang on a second here.
The sample that came with it, Mike, the yellow that he's not using, here's how much I got out of that sample. And I had maybe 6 inches left over, half of this tray, and then the nut and bolt. So the samples they give you, they're not worthless, but they don't do much.
Yeah, the one that's on this, if I aim this camera a little higher. So
awesome.
This is a bit that my buddies at First Layer gave me to try this filament with. That's about double what the sample that came with it is.
Richard or Brian?
Plenty on that.
Richard Cleveland?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's going to be plenty on there to do that. Yeah.
Cool, Red Light. I'm glad you got it going. Yeah, just wear safety glasses and gloves so you don't accidentally splash. Be careful. I clean everything up with blue shop towels and spray away glass cleaner is what I use to eat up resin and clean up. So
I got to mute here for a bit, guys. I got to turn on a vacuum.
Okay,
alrighty.
Sounds good. Okay. So we're still doing pretty good on this.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say it prints nice and fast.
Yeah. And as far as for a slicer, I use S3D like I always use. I downloaded their profile for their bigger printer, and I just changed the build volume size.
Okay, I've been playing a lot recently with Prusa slicer, and I've been having some really nice results with it. And Prusa has a profile for this printer. So.
Okay. I installed it, and then I watched Brian Baker's video from the first layer where he's talking about doing this and doing that and doing this. So I think I'm going to delete it, reinstall it, watch his video, and install it and do his tweaks. But and his video was awesome until I got to the end and he showed his benchy. It's like, what the hell happened? That looked like, you know, a cat chewed it up and he held it up in front of the camera. He had issues. I'm thinking, you've done a great video. You shouldn't have showed that benchy.
So, Mark, if you're listening, I'm going to pop you into the green room since it looks like you're away vacuuming or something if you're listening, and I'll keep an eye to see when you come back. So just give me a wave.
Oh, cool, tripod. Yeah, just make sure it's dried out really super good.
Yeah, I've got a couple of water washable resins, and I got myself some Tech. I want to give that a try because I've heard from you and many others that it's a good resin.
Yeah, right now it's my favorite resin. I'm using the clear. It's $5 cheaper than the gray, and I can get it in 2 days. And they're out of gray. I got to wait like a week or two, and it's $36.99 a liter. I'm paying, I think, $29.99 for a liter of clear.
Okay.
So, I mean, clear doesn't show up on camera very good, but you can prime it when your model's done.
Right.
So
it's a fork of Prusa. I don't know what you mean by a fork of Prusa, old curmudgeon. Super slicer. Yeah, I was surprised Tech, I think they're out of the US, but when I went to their site, they actually have a Canadian, so they have their resin for shipping to Canada, their resin for shipping to the UK, their resin for shipping to US, whatever, and you just pick that country. So they've obviously got some clearances in place with customs because of what it is to get it over the border. So and I was really happy to see that. So
yeah, Mike, I keep my house 77 in the winter, 79 in the summer, 78, 79. So year round, I maintain the same temperature. My residence at the same temperature. Since I enclosed my patio, it's enclosed. I've got that slider open to where I'm sitting right now. It's all the same temperature.
Yeah, so I got to reprint a couple parts on our little droid here now because I broke them when I was trying to put them together, and yeah.
I'm trying Octolapse for the first time today. I have ties on most of my printers. Octolapse, it pauses, takes a picture, prints a couple layers, takes a picture. That way, when it builds, you don't see the head moving; it just grows.
Oh, that's right.
I've never tried that before. I'm trying it now for the first time.
Very cool.
There's a GitHub link for Super Slicer. Old curmudgeon posted.
I've never heard of Super Slicer. Super Mill Super Slicer. I'll have to look that up after. I'll have to look that up and see what it's all about.
Yeah, my wife always says I'm fidgeting with something when I'm on a live stream. Well, right now, guys, I got this in my hand, and I keep rolling it on or rolling it off. It's usually a pen. I keep clicking a pen.
Yeah.
So, but at least I'm not twiddling my thumbs, and I will never do that.
No, I don't.
Richard did that one time in a stream. Richard Cleveland. I said, "Hey, Richard, who's winning?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "The left or the right." And you could tell on camera that I pissed him off when I said that.
Yeah.
Because he kind of threw his hands back out of the way, like, Octolapse can cause stringing. Okay. I tend to get stringing on this and that printer anyway, depending on the printer. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm just printing a big dome right now for a future project.
Is that on CR10?
I'm printing on the Hypercube.
Oh, okay.
At 50%. So
I was watching somebody's stream. Whose stream was I watching? Brian Vines, BV3D. And so I bought these things on his recommendation. So I'm gonna start using these. They're I don't even know what you call them, but they're these little
ferrule connectors. I have the same set. I bought a couple years ago.
Really cheap to buy the set. And,
if you have tin wire, just cut off your wire, twist the wire real good, stick it in, and you crimp it down. Because a tin connection over time, if the board should ever get warm or hot, that solder might break or loosen up, and now you got a loose wire that will fry and cause a fire and burn down.
Fire issue. Yeah,
that's why it's not good to have 10 wires. It won't always happen, but if it does happen, it would be a problem.
Well, so this basically, I look at this as an insurance policy.
Yeah.
And
you cut off the 10 wire, you put you twist up the bare wire, stick it in, crimp it.
Yeah. So gonna give those a shot.
My wash and cure station is a ultrasonic cleaner that I bought off Amazon. I dumped mean green in it, and I let stuff soak in that. And then I have a little plastic pickle barrel jar. It's actually a pickle barrel with a handle. I put small parts in it with IPA, and I douse them and clean them real good. And then I put the lid on so it won't evaporate after. Have I bought a wash and cure from a company that does them both? No, I haven't. And then I have a homemade UV chamber. I went to Lowe's and I bought a trash can for $29 that you step on with your foot and it flips up. It's chrome. I took the guts out of it, put UV lights in it, and they plug in. And I got a little turntable I got off Amazon that the lights activate and it turns, and I use that. And then Sunlu sent me their dryer, their curing station. So I put that together. I done a review on it, and I have that one also. And then another company sent me a UV light. It looks like a little light you plug in, 12 volt. And I got a UV light there, so I have different options. And then when none of those work, I take it out back and set it in the sun on a chair. So
wow. Yeah, and that trash can you're using for it's ideal because the inside would be reflective.
Yeah.
And it would reflect all the light around. Yeah,
and a lot of these curing stations that you get from people, like with my Mighty Sonic 4K, I could have got it for $100 more when I ordered this for $500. A great big one. It's real pretty. It's nice to look at. It's got one little strip of lights and a board. Nothing was reflective in the case. It's cool to look at, but for $125, $150 more dollars, I couldn't see doing it and needing it. So yeah, something that's reflective is better. And the Sunlu isn't. It's just got one light strip on a turntable, which works. But if you could reflect it from all sides, it'd be better.
Oh, so you got that same set of ferrules. Cool. Hey, Paul. How you doing?
Hello, Paul.
Let's see how we're doing here. It's coming along, and it looks great. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Let's see. This camera is. I don't want to run into the. There we go. I don't want to run into the arms. Oh, there we go. There we go. Although that other one's a little overexposed. If I move this, I don't have. Oh, I'm running out of USB cable here. Let's go around this side. Just because I can. Let's see.
Yeah, my extruder, I turned it a different direction and I mounted it, and then somebody made a comment in my video, it's supposed to be turned this way. Well, technically, it doesn't matter since it's open-sided on three sides. As long as the cable is routed up to an angle that will work where the PTFE will flow, it doesn't really matter. But I went ahead and changed it to make the person happy. But then once I changed it, it's like, well, that really didn't matter. But
it shouldn't make a difference. No.
He might have just been punking me to see if I'd change it, and I did.
Yeah, well, they did. It does specify in the instructions which way it's to go, but I don't see, other than it's easy to access the thermistor and the heater cartridge. I don't see any other advantage.
Pretty good, Paul. Getting better. So once in a while I have issues and I fall asleep a lot, but I'm all right. H Colorado, how you doing? Hello from Florida. My wife's headed down there in a couple of months. Yay!
Hey, J. Ortega.
Yeah, she'll be down there in where's she going? Pensacola. Yeah, Pensacola, Florida for a month or two to visit her mom and stepdad.
Cool. Anybody that's on here, I don't recognize a couple names, but if you're new, hit the like button and subscribe to the bottom here if you guys like what you're seeing here. So
yeah, definitely hit the like button and subscribe.
I hit after Friday's stream, I was at 460, and today I'm at 471. And I am going to be doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. I have a few pretty decent things that I'm going to be giving away now. So including a couple rolls of Preheat, Filament, and a few other surprise items. So hopefully that's going to happen. I'm shooting for the beginning of April. We'll see how the subs go. So I've got a couple companies on board with me already. So, and Jerry, you've got a milestone coming up as well, don't you?
Yeah, I'm at like 2,200 right now, and when I get to 2,500, I'm doing a huge giveaway. Multiple companies and people are involved. I'll be giving away all kinds of goodies. And I'm growing very slow. I'm at like 2,199 right now. So when I get to 2,400, I'm going to do a video talking about all the companies and showing them in a video. And then once I hit 25, then I'll announce when I'm going to have the video. So it'll probably be premature. and then it'll be random, depending on what country you're in, what price, go to the U.S. or somewhere else,
Yeah.
and I'll put the wheel up on the screen and spin it.
Yeah.
So
let's see if I can share my screen here. I'm going to look something up here because I said I would tonight. This is, let's see. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to go look for something.
Anybody got any questions or anything? I'll try to entertain you. I'm new at this. I've never done this before.
Never.
Yeah, I remember I was on a live stream with China with G-Tech one time, and she lost her video for like 15 or 20 minutes, something like that. I'm like, wow, I'm underdog. I can handle this, no problem. So, yeah.
I'm going to go full screen here for a second. I'll be right back with you, Mark. I'm going full screen. I think I'm going full screen. Here I am. And I'm going to share my screen. I can still hear you. I can still hear you. Sharing screen. And I want to share my screen. Sharing screen tips. That's okay. Screen 2, screen 1. I don't care which screen I share. Let me know if you can see what I'm trying to share here, Jerry.
You're sharing yourself.
Right. How about there? Can you see Matter 3D right now?
No, we only see yourself.
Oh, well, what?
In your chat. Click on the screen you want to share.
I just did.
Is there a screen you want to share on another monitor?
No, it's on the same monitor.
Do you have another monitor you can drag that screen on?
Oh, I do, yes.
Yeah, drag it over there, then share it.
Let's do that, and let's try that. Let's try this once more. There we are. There we are right there. Okay. So this, I just want to let you guys know, this is the filament I'm running right now on the Q5, on the Delta. It's a new company that's just basically started up out of Vancouver, British Columbia. They're a Canadian company. They make all their filament in Canada, and it's basically about time we got a new company that we can shop from in Canada that's a Canadian-made filament. And so the filament I'm running right now, let me find the products. They have a limited supply because what they're doing is they're making everything, basically there's not a lot of additives. So they have an ABS black, an ABS white. They have a PLA white, and $29.99 Canadian a kilogram is a killer price. It's a great price. And then we have a Performance PLA Black and Performance PLA Natural. Now, the Performance PLA Natural is the one I'm running right now. And because these filaments have very little, I'm not even sure what you call it, additives to them, they tend to want to run a little bit higher. So as you see here, they want to run at a nozzle temp of 205 to 235. And then they also, so I'm running this one at 210 and it's running pretty good. But I possibly should be running a little hotter. I totally never even thought of that. And then this is up to a 75 degree for the hot end and up to 235 for the nozzle. So, but yeah, so this is just for you guys that are on here from Canada. This is a great filament to try. And that's what I'm trying here. And I've got another couple rolls behind me. And I've actually got some rolls on order from them that I'm bringing in. And I'm going to give it a really good test. So, yeah. So these guys are a family-owned company. They manufacture industrial-grade materials with a focus on supplying quickly emerging 3D printing industry. And again, based out of Vancouver, Canada. And that's the executive team. And that's basically their team right there. So, yeah. I just wanted to share that with everybody. So you guys could... So my Canadian friends here, you have another supplier, and if you watch the first layer, he's been touting this filament a lot, and he's done some really nice prints on it. He showed me an ABS print with the black, and it's a super matte black ABS. I like that it's so matte. There's no glare to it at all, so it'll have its uses. I actually want to print this in that ABS black if I have a chance before Friday and see how it works, but we'll see.
Radioactive, you can stream with just about anything. The most important thing is lighting and your sound. If you have a webcam on your laptop, you can stream with that. You can use a C920. You can use a Logitech Brio like I'm using, but they're like 189 or 159 or something. And a lot of people use DSLRs. I mean, if you have the money, there's something for you. But on a budget, start with something that works. See how it works for you. You can always upgrade. But the most important thing is having decent sound. When people can't hear you, they won't watch you. and then you got to work on your lighting. And I'm still trying to figure lighting out, but you can. And I mean, I know a few people that even bought Wise cams from Home Depot. They're like security cameras. You download a program from the website, and you can make that into a webcam. And that's what I have on my Hypercube, which you can see right up here, the little white box up in the corner right there. I turned it into a webcam, and you can even use those. So you can just buy something cheap. If you don't like it, you can always upgrade. But like I say, audio and lighting are the key things.
Yeah, I agree.
Anybody wants to disagree with me, go ahead.
No, I agree with that fully.
That boom cam you got has an awesome picture on it, but I think you paid quite a bit for that camera, didn't you?
The boom cam, which one? Oh,
the white one you move around.
Oh, that was about 150 US, but okay. It doesn't. I mean, that's this one right here. The close-up camera.
Before all this stuff happened a year ago, all these cameras were much cheaper. So right now, everything is through the roof. I mean, I used to go to Harbor Freight and buy a big box of blue gloves for my resin printing. They were $5.99 for a huge box. Then they went to a box half the size for $15.99. Now they're $20. So once all this is over, if it's ever over, I hope the prices come back down on everything.
Oh, Victoria. Oh, okay, Marcel. Victoria. Okay. I mixed it up. Victoria, Vancouver, they're out west. And I posted the link. It's matter3d.ca or matter3d.com. They both go to the same site. So, yeah.
Oh, Tripod, I'm sorry. I missed both of Sam's streams live. I wanted to watch both of them so I could do what I usually do and type all that in chat. But how did a CR6 SE, how did it print? Did he have any issues or did it print for him? I didn't watch the end of the video last night. I went to bed.
Welcome back, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Whoa.
You look familiar.
You look familiar.
Oh, I've been on before. Hey, Jerry, you said you use mean green. Is it this stuff here?
No. That must be different. I'll show you the bottle.
Yeah, that's a hand cleaner.
You must be in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Jerry Red Light asks, what's the average time for curing your prints?
5 or 6 minutes aside, usually. Okay. If it's on a turntable, 5 or 6 minutes typically, and then I will, once that gets done, to do the bottom, I'll turn it on its side and do it for 3 or 4 minutes. Everybody kind of has a different formula. That's just what I do. So don't take, I mean, that's just what works for me. If you set them outside in the sun, 5-10 minutes usually aside, the model kind of feels tacky when you touch it. You leave it in the sun or in a curing for 5-6 minutes, that tackiness will go away.
When I did my first resin print ever, I used and it could have been the resin itself, but I used a clear resin, and I found it yellowed very bad. Oh, there we go. Cleaner and degreaser, mean green.
So I buy this
from a store called Lowe's has it for like $5.99. And you said you're in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody, I forget who it was. I forget who the person was. He sent me a bunch of Smarties from Canada. No, not Smarties. Yeah. He called them rockets. He said, have you ever had rockets? So he mailed me some stickers. Yeah. And when I got them, I said, well, these are called Smarties in here. And then they showed me a picture of M&Ms that had said, well, these are our Smarties. And they showed me M&Ms. So, I mean, I don't know why the
M&Ms won't melt in your hand, but Smarties will.
Okay. And Smarties here are what you call rockets, where you unroll them, guys. On each end they got the little tiny
like sugar candies.
Yeah. Everybody's got them at Halloween time here in the U.S. everywhere. I love those things.
Yeah, and they call them rockets. Yeah, and they say rockets on the package.
Yeah, he showed me some. And then I showed that was funny.
I've seen the Smartie brand. I don't like them. They're not as good.
Yeah, they was. The taste was. I think yours tasted more tropical. Or something. It was like more tropical. It was different, but they look the same.
So, yeah, they do look the same, but they don't taste the same. Yeah, I was actually watching. Excuse me, I got something with my throat today. Is it the Brazen Brits or something? They're YouTubers that are full-time RVers, and they have a friend in Canada that sent them a bunch of Canadian and British treats down to them.
Oh yeah.
So one of the things they sent was a box of Smarties and Kit Kats. I don't think you can get Kit Kat in the U.S.
Yeah, you can buy Kit Kats. My favorite are those Reese's miniatures. I like getting Reese's and I put them in the fridge. They got to be cold. I love Reese's.
Yeah. Coffee Crisp.
Coffee Crisp. Yeah, they don't get that in the U.S.
Yeah.
Coffee don't recognize it.
No, it's a chocolate bar. Makes
it's
a nice
coffee
light
flavored
snack.
chocolate bar. Yeah.
The funny thing is, I don't like
Jim
coffee.
doesn't get his chocolate
Crisp is one of
popsicles
my
in
favorite
Alberta.
chocolates. Yeah, no. Yes, we do.
Oh, you found them?
You get them now. We can get them now, but I don't eat them much anymore. So, yeah.
Yeah, my wife likes gummy candy, and I hate gummy anything, so she'll buy it. It'll sit in the cupboard forever. I'll never touch it. But if you buy any kind of chocolate or anything like it, I mean, yeah, obviously I'm fat right now, but I eat anything.
Right.
So, when I used to work and had a job, I wasn't so heavy. But then when I retired, then I went bloop. And then when I had all my surgeries and I lost all that weight, and then I wouldn't eat nothing, and then I started feeling better, and I watch TV and I do this. If you see my what was it, my live stream, or when we went live the other day, I was showing the builds from the droid, and if you notice, there was cookies sitting on my paperwork right in front of my parts because I was sitting there working on eating some cookies.
Like Marcel. Canadian ones have drugs in it that make you say A. That's how we do it.
Yeah, A and Z.
Z. I keep trying to say Z, but I keep forgetting. But how do you...
It's funny that you're looking at the instructions there, and on the plug it says Z. You don't say Z.
Yeah, but how do you say, what's that striped animal that looks like a horse, black and white striped? What do you say?
Zebra.
No, well, why not zebra?
Because I pronounce a zebra. That's how I was taught.
But so, yeah. Z.
When I was younger and I'd watch science fiction movies before I met people online, aluminium was something they had in space movies. It was futuristic. And then when I got older and started talking to people around the world, I found out that's a common word around the planet. But since the U.S. is the youngest country in the world, and I think Canada comes along right with us, that's why everybody else is probably right and we're wrong, because they've been around longer than we have.
So, Marcus, do you prefer the inside of the Oreos or the outside of the Oreos, Marcus? Sugar wafers are good too. They make really good sugar wafers in Mexico.
I don't know if I made a mistake. I got all those donations from everybody to buy a Prusa Mini, and that's wonderful. The community gave me all the money to buy it, and I had an option. Get a kit form and save $50 and wait 14 to 16 weeks. Yeah, you heard me right, 14 to 16 weeks, or pay $50 more and get it in 4 weeks. So I opted for the kit form. I haven't seen no videos online where somebody had a kit form and they're building it from scratch. I figured, well, that'll be an interesting live stream. So I'm going to wait 3 or 4 months, or like 4 months.
Yeah.
I
maybe think that's a sales tactic.
I'm hoping if Loyal Moses knows somebody at Prusa really well, and he should be in there in with them real tight. He might say, "Hey, Jerry's printer, don't make him wait 4 months." That'd be cool.
I agree. I think he could do that. Loyal, you're not on my stream, but hey, if you watch it, do that favor for Jerry. So
that's crazy. It's almost like a marketing ploy. Here, they want you to spend $50 more, and if you want to save $50, we're going to make you wait 3 more months. That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Because it's a kit form before they put it together, where you only got to put in like 3 bolts.
Right. So, forget Prusa. Build a Voron.
Well, the reason I'm getting a Prusa is I've never had a Prusa. I have 14 or 15 printers. Why did I buy a Delta? I don't need a Delta, but guess what? It was only $239, and I can do a video about it. So I bought a Delta. Why not?
Then you can personalize your front plate of your Mini.
Oh, cool.
You can find the file online, and you can personalize it. So I haven't put it on yet, though.
Does Prusa have an ironing feature? I've heard about that in Cure. S3D has never had it, but the top layer ironing feature, I've never used it, but it sounds really interesting.
Yeah, they do have that in their newest version.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they have paint-on supports now, and they've done a lot of nice things.
There was one thing in Prusa Slicer that they don't have. I wish they did, but I don't remember what it was. I think I seen it in Brian's video. I don't remember what it was. There was one feature that needs to be there that's not. I can't remember what it was. So
yeah, I don't remember. But you know what? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You go ahead. Honestly.
And that's another word we say different. You say sorry. I say sorry.
Sorry. But anyways, it's after 9 o'clock. So I'm going to put an end to this madness, and I'm just going to pop you guys off, and I'm going to do my little conclusion. So
awesome. Thank you very much. You have a great night, everybody.
Have you seen my background, Tim?
Your background is your shop. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to come to work.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay, well, we'll catch you guys later.
Bye, Delta.
Alrighty.
Bye, Delta.
Thanks for popping in, you guys. Thanks, Jerry. And thank you, everybody. Let's have one final look at how this print is coming along. So far, so good, in my opinion. I don't want that camera to fall off the table, but they are looking decent. Let's focus that. Yeah, that's printing really well, and it's coming along fast, but it's going to be a couple hours before that's finished yet. So I will, what I will do is I will keep this going. Actually, I'll probably record the balance of this printing. I won't. Next Sunday, I'll show you the finished product, but I'm going to run a few test prints on this. But mainly, I want to show off that natural filament that I'm running there from Matter 3D, the new Canadian company, because this filament is incredible. So yeah, so we're going to give that a shot. I'm going to do a few other prints with it. I'm going to try their, I've got a partial roll of their white filament. And I just want to print a whole bunch of stuff on this Delta because it's so cool the way it works. And hang on, let me do that whole side view of this one. No, I got to lower this camera, but it's just mesmerizing. I could stay up all night watching this thing print. There we go. Look at that. But it's going pretty good. So the build was really easy. The build was pretty simple on that thing. It didn't take long at all. I would say if you're not streaming and you're just doing it on your own, you could probably get that build done easily in a half an hour. Yeah, I don't see the need to upgrade anything on this right now. Why bother? I'm going to keep it as it is. Everything seems to be working fine. I'm going to do some nice large prints like Jerry did and see how it works. I'll try some multicolor things, but yeah, we'll catch up next week and let you guys know how all the prints went. Maybe that's sort of what next week's stream will be about, is how those prints went on the Delta, because I don't have anything else at the moment to print, but I do have a few other things coming along. So let's just see. We have Sansa here saying you purchased 3 rolls of ABS from Matter 3D. Awesome. Yeah, I'm so glad we have some Canadian filament company now, these guys. So, and I agree with you, old curmudgeon. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and I'm not. Even on my Ender 3 version 2s, just those springs are the things that I updated the most. So yeah, the advantage of using a Delta, from what I understand, this is my first Delta. I think the main advantage, from what I understand, is you can go faster. So the build plate here is not moving at all. It's a fixed build plate. It's not moving up and down, back and forth, or anything like your standard Cartesian printers. Your build plate is either moving up and down, like on an Ender 5, your build plate's moving up and down, or on your other ones, it's moving, in your Y direction back and forth. On the Ender 5, it's your Z is your build plate moving up and down. On this one, it stays completely still. So you're able to, because you've only got the movement of the XYZ axis, I guess if you want to call it all at once, you're able to print faster on these things, from what I understand. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly as Marcus just said right there. The bed is stationary, so parts don't fall over, which is true. So you're going to have a little bit of adhesion there as well, as far as your parts not falling over. Give it a go. Thanks for the Ender 3. You got the Ender 3 and 5. You're tempted to go Delta. Well, right now, this is on sale. If you can get this on Amazon right now at $289 Canadian, if you're a Prime member, and that's free delivery, $289, no taxes. So it's a hell of a price. So read old comment. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Of course, yeah, that's exactly. Yep. And let's see what else we're saying here. Other people are saying here, Monoprice has a Delta 3D printer. They do, yes, for sure. And old curmudgeon is saying a Delta can print a 6-minute benchy. I can't get below 25 minutes on a modded Ender 3 so far. A 6-minute benchy. I'll have to try that. That's going to be going 140, 150 millimeters per second. It's going to be going pretty quick. I'm going to try that. I'll give it a speed test and see. And I'll make sure to film it. So, hey, Matt. How are you? We're just getting ready to end the stream, Matt. So we've been going for a couple hours. So $239.99 on sale in the US, Jerry. Yeah, that translates to about $289 Canadian. So Amazon.ca. I don't know how long. Right now it's 3. Let me just pop on and see real quick here, just to show you guys who are interested in Canada here, because I know a handful of you guys are from Canada. Let's see, Amazon.ca. Oops, Amazon, and let's look up FLSUN. Okay, let me share this screen here with you guys real quick. Screen. Which screen I'm going to share? I'm going to share this screen right here. There you go. So if you look, there is the FLSUN Q5 right here. And right now it's on sale, $339 with a $50 coupon, instant coupon, which is going to bring it to $289, shipping included if you're a Prime member. Yeah, so that's not bad at all. Now, the other one they had, which was a QQ, which was the bigger one right here, is $469, and it gives you a 260 by 370 build volume. Now, this was on sale for $369. $100 less of about a week and a half ago. So keep an eye out if you want the bigger volume. So this is basically the Q5, other than we have the touchscreen at the bottom. It's got a beefier base. It's got a bigger build plate. But pretty much everything else is, I would say, pretty close to the same on this. So even the, I even forget what that's called again, but the hot end, everything looks like it's about the same as on the Q5. So yeah, so there we go. So let's get out of here. Oh, come on, mouse. Come on, remove. There we go. So yeah, so there we go. Yeah, I'll have a look at these links. But anyways, I'm going to run. You guys have to print a lithophane and show Matt. I'm going to try a lithophane on this thing just to see. It'll be good. And it looks like Jerry's put an affiliate link for the USA folks for this printer. So if you guys want to go to Jerry's affiliate link or copy this link, or go to his YouTube site, he has affiliate links for Amazon. And if you purchase through his affiliate links, it's going to help him out a little bit. So that would be greatly appreciated. We all appreciate whenever you help us guys out. So once again, if you guys haven't yet, hit the like button down here and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'm going to be doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. I'm very close. I'm at 471 as of this viewing. Right now, yeah, 471. Let me refresh and see if I got any new tonight. No, we're at 471, but I'm confident that by April, I should be close to that magic 500 number. Keep an eye open. We do have some good, decent giveaways. We're going to be giving away some filament. It's possible there's a printer involved, but I can't say for sure yet. But stay tuned and keep watching my channel for more information on it. So thank you guys again for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys got something out of this a little bit. Please leave any comments below in the video. They're always welcome, and I appreciate any criticism, comments, whatever. So until you see you guys next week, this is Tim with DeWitt 3D. Remember, keep a level head and keep a level bed, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.